Alright guys, so the Xbox showcase is over and done with, and I want to talk about 21 games that were shown here that I was excited for. There are more games in this, but let's just get into it. First off, I think they started it off right with some bangers. Firstly being High on Life 2. As somebody who thoroughly enjoyed the first one, I'm excited that we're actually getting a sequel here. This one looks like it's actually coming out this winter, and it will be on Game Pass. Obviously there's going to be different voice actors due to the controversy with one of the voice actors from the previous game, but it looks pretty sick. They also announced a new entry in the Plague Tale series called Resonance, a Plague Tale story. This game looks pretty cool. I did not think it was a Plague Tale game. It has a similar art style, but I figured it was just the devs kind of trying something different, which it definitely looks like they are here. There's like strands and big monsters and shit. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I gotta go back and play the second one. Maybe there was something I missed there. This one looks like it's going to be coming out in 2026, and it's also going to be on Game Pass, so that's something that we're going to get to try and see what it's like. And it looks like the rumors were true, as Xbox has officially confirmed their new handheld, basically called the Xbox Ally. Obviously it's a collaboration between them and the ROG Ally. Looks pretty sick. It looks like it's going to be some powerful hardware. I think it's got the Z2 Extreme chipset in it instead of the Z1 Extreme. This is going to allow you to play all your Xbox games seamlessly, whether you're streaming them or natively. It looks like you'll also be able to access different platforms like Steam, Discord. I think I might have seen Epic Game Store here. There's no price for this. It looks really awesome. Definitely something I'm going to want to check out. And it's coming out this year. They said this fall or something like that. So looks pretty dope. Definitely was excited to see it. We got another trailer for Blood of Dawnwalker, a game coming from Rebel Wolves with a potential release date of 2026. This game looks pretty sick. Definitely you can tell that these are like CD Projekt Red developers just off of the stylized gameplay and stuff that they show here. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. It did look a little bit janky, but the concept sounds really cool and the art style seems funky. So definitely want to check this one out when it launches. No like Game Pass or anything, but we'll see if that changes. Finally, we got another entry in the Super Meatboy franchise with Super Meatboy 3D being announced here at the showcase. This one actually looks really awesome. I'm excited to see that game, like just that style of gameplay in 3D. Obviously akin to what we got when we got like Super Mario 3D the first time. It looks really sick. It's going to be coming to Game Pass as well, so that's something to look forward to. And of course I popped off for another Ninja Gaiden 4 trailer. This game of course is still coming October 21st, 2025, and it will be on Game Pass. We got to see some like new gameplay of some bosses and shit like that. It looks sick, honestly. The gameplay looks fucking awesome. I love that we're going to have two protagonists this time around, that we're actually going to like have to switch back and forth between two as far as storyline goes. Yeah, definitely want to check this one out. Game Freak, that's right, the people who make Pokemon games made an appearance here and showed off their new game called Beast of Reincarnation. And this game looks surprisingly good. Like, what the hell have we been dealing with Pokemon if this is the kind of games we can get? But of course, they're making that for Nintendo hardware, so let's be real. This game looks awesome. Definitely like a martial arts style game coming out in 2026. It's also going to be on Game Pass. I saw this and I was like, holy shit, Game Freak, they can make some stuff. This looks pretty cool. You might remember Clockwork Revolution, the game being developed by In Exile. It's got a very stylized gameplay to it, similar to BioShock. This game made an appearance here and it looks pretty awesome. We got to see what looks like some time manipulation abilities in the game. You're like changing the world by the choices you make and interacting with it in different ways. Looks really interesting. I'm digging the art style. The gameplay seems actually pretty cool and like tight and fun. This game we didn't get a release date for, but it will be on Game Pass, so no matter when it comes out, if you got Game Pass, you're gonna get a chance to play it. Looks pretty dope. We also got a new trailer for Chronos, A New Dawn, that third-person horror shooter game coming from the developers of Silent Hill 2 Remake, and it just looks cool. No matter how many times I see this game, it continues to impress. I'm interested in the story of it. I'm hoping that they can really nail it. I think that developer did a good job with the remake of Silent Hill 2. Of course, that was already an established story, so this is them kind of going out and making something new and different, and I'm intrigued to see how they land it. It looks pretty dope. Still coming out later this year, apparently. No release date specifically, but they say 2025. So Aphelion was announced from the people over at Don't Nod. This game's coming out in 2026. It's like a space exploration game. Looks like they're partnering up with the ESA on this one. This one will be on Game Pass. I liked what they did with Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, so I'm definitely going to be checking this one out. Looks pretty cool. There's another game here that kind of has a long title, and it's called There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. This game's coming in 2026. Now this one was pretty interesting. It's also going to be on Game Pass, I might add. This seems like it's like a hotel or like a town sim game, but there's some mysteries going on here. The trailer was definitely intriguing. I actually dig the art style here. Not usually the kind of game I would play, but I liked that it wasn't just a sim game. You're cleaning up the hotel and doing stuff, but there's also something going on in the background here that I'm interested in checking out. So definitely keep your eyes out on this one. We also got this new game called Mudan Two Hearts. I'm not sure who the developer is behind this one, but it's like a third-person military action shooter game. Looks pretty sick. Also coming next year. I'm sure a lot of the games we saw here are coming next year. This game looked weird. I looked like it was a lot of cinematic shit. Like I've seen games like this where it looks like it's more of a mobile game, but they look like they might pull this off. Obviously, console hardware has come a long way and it's a lot more powerful. So we'll see how this game comes out when it launches. It looks pretty cool. There's an announcement for Planet of Lana 2: Children of the Leaf coming in 2026. This game's also going to be coming to Game Pass. I really enjoyed the first one. I didn't play it till probably a year or two after it came out, but when I finally got to it, I was like, wow, why did I wait so long to play this game? It's fucking sick. Yeah, man. It's another Planet of Lana game, but it looks like it's on a much more grandiose scale, and I think they're going to nail it here. So definitely keep your eyes out for this one. If you're a big solo leveling fan, it looked like Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive was announced. This game's basically just that game kind of coming to consoles. I think it's going to be coming later this year to Xbox. Looks pretty cool, honestly. I remember this game kind of being announced last year and then launching very quietly. Didn't even know it was out until I saw it on Steam. Seems like it's doing really well. Players really like this IP. I'm gonna have to check this out. I haven't watched anime in a long time, but this might really pull me back in. It looks pretty sick. Another interesting game that showed off at the Xbox showcase was this game called Animo. I originally thought this was like a Power World-like, which Power World's like a Pokemon-like, but this actually has you kind of turning into the monsters that you're working with. It looks pretty sick. When I first saw the trailer, I was kind of like, okay, all right, we got another one of these like monster capturing games, whoop-de-doo. But then as the trailer progressed, I was like, wait, hold on, I think they might have something here. This looks pretty damn cool. Looks like, yeah, you're gonna be doing, looks like there's some multiplayer type stuff going on. You're like jumping into the monsters and you actually have to do battle with other monsters. I'm into that. That sounds really cool. 2026 is when it might come out. It looks cool. We also got an announcement from the 33 Immortals dev for a game called At Fate's End. This game has a very similar art style. It's a little bit more action heavy. Coming out in 2026. It's going to be on Game Pass. It looks pretty fucking cool. I love that the combat seems like it's a little bit more cinematic, like you're like parrying, but then you have to like talk to the enemies and stuff. I'm all for it. I really enjoy 33 Immortals just from the preview, playing that. So I'm excited to see how this game comes out. I think these devs they got some good heads on their shoulders. Gears of War Reloaded showed up at this Xbox showcase with a release date of August 26, 2025. Going to be on Game Pass. Obviously, this is the Gears of War game that's going to be on other platforms as well. And it looks pretty good. I think they're doing a great job with it. I mean, you're not going to get like Unreal Engine 5 type energy here, but compared to like what it originally was, this looks like it's going to be awesome. As somebody who hasn't played the first Gears of War game, this is going to be the perfect time to get in. I'm going to be able to play it in beautiful 4K and really to see those visuals at their best. So I'm real pumped for this one. This one looks cool. We got an announcement for an Invincible game. Dude, I was so excited when I first saw this trailer, and then I realized it was a fighting game. It's Invincibles versus, it looks pretty interesting. It's coming out next year. It looks like it's mostly Viltrumites that you're fighting as in this game. I've seen some other like characters, but hopefully we get some more grounded characters when the game finally launches. I mean, it is just announced, so I'm sure we're going to get more information later down the road. Huge Invincible fan. I was really hoping it was going to be like, even if it was just like a Telltale game, like they did with like the Batman game. Like if we could just get something akin to that, I think I'd be all for that a little bit more. But either way, it's Invincible, so I'm interested to check it out at least. We got some Final Fantasy announcements at this Xbox showcase. It looks like we finally got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming to the Xbox platforms. This is great. More people are going to finally see how awesome that remake is. That means you're probably going to get the DLC too, which you're going to get to see Yuffie, who I think is a pretty awesome character. I didn't see a release date here, but they did also announce that Final Fantasy 16 is on Xbox right now. So what I think is one of the most slept on games of that year is finally going to be on Xbox. They're finally going to get to see what Peak looks like. Huge Ben Starr fan. I loved Final Fantasy 16. That game was just so cool. I'm excited to finally get it on another platform and see more people check it out. Another game that really only interested me because of how weird it is a game called Keeper, where you're actually playing as like a lighthouse with a bird on it. It looks like you're traveling through these like caves and moving through these weird environments using a flashlight. It looks cool, it's interesting, and that's really all I wanted, was something that was kind of weird and out of the ordinary. Looks like this game is going to be coming on October 17th, and it's also going to be on Game Pass, so that was like, alright, I'll check it out just because it's on Game Pass. There were some other announcements here. We did get an announcement for the next Call of Duty Black Ops 7 game. Man, that one actually pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, that really knocked this showcase down for me. I like the Call of Duty games, but I thought this was gonna be something so different. I really thought we were going for like Perfect Dark here. And then it was like, okay, Call of Duty, all right, showcase over. But either way, overall, I think it was a decent showcase. I just wish there was something different there at the end, especially since the way Phil Spencer kind of worded it when he was talking about how it was like, oh, this is the 20+ anniversary. I assumed we were getting a much like more connected IP to Xbox, I guess we'll call it. But either way, decent showcase. Those are the games I liked, and let me know what games you guys popped for. Peace.